Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Adrienne, and if you're not caught up, I'm currently reading the Goodreads Choice Award top 20 nominees for the mystery thriller category. So far I have read 5 books of the category. I have 15 left to choose from. I'm not planning on reading all 20. I need to read at least the top 10, but until I know what the top 10 is, I am guessing. So luckily in this vlog, we're gonna get to see what the top 10 nominees are and see how many books I have left to read. But for now, I'm still guessing. Let me show you the books. So I currently have the books on this table behind my couch in front of my bookshelf. These are all 20 books I have so far read. First Lie Wins by Ashley Elston, Middle of the Night by Riley Sager, Listen for the Lie by Amy Tintera, and The Teacher by Frida McFadden. I am going to pick up a few more for this vlog and see where that takes us to. So to start things off, I'm actually doing something that you may see in another video, which is reorganizing my bookshelves, building new bookshelves, fixing the train wreck that is behind me, and just working on getting my bookshelves pretty and in order. So since I'm doing that, I'm gonna start with The God of the Woods by Liz Moore. I want to try some of this on audio because I hear it's a great audio book, and that way I have something to listen to while I am building and organizing. So this is almost 500 pages, so I also want to have multiple mediums to read it so I can actually get through a large book. And yeah, that is my plan. I'm ready to get started. So I'm gonna have a full video of my bookshelf reorganization, but I'll show you a little bit here, a little sneak peek. So time to get building. A lot of books going on in here. This is the space I just cleared out in my dining room. Don't judge my mess, okay? This is the space I just cleared out to put a bookshelf here, a bookshelf here, and then I'm guessing my desk is gonna go here if it fits. It is a small desk, so we'll see if that works out. I have built one shelf, and I have been humbled. Alright, I stopped having fun, so I stopped filming. It's very messy in here, but shelves are built, desk is built. And then I put 2 shelves beside the TV, and I think they're crooked, and I attach them to the wall crooked, so I'm ready for bed. I'm currently in bed at nearly midnight. I worked on my stuff for probably, I'm exhausted. I worked really hard and there's so much left to do. It's a mess out there. I haven't touched the books. I have other stuff to take care of, and my God, is it hard work to take care of myself. Now everything I want to do, it's me that decided to do it, but I just feel like I'm so slow at everything. Like my pace is just not cut out for getting things done quickly. And I couldn't actually listen to any of the audiobook for The God of the Woods because turns out I can only be productive if I'm listening to high-paced music. The couple times I turned on the audiobook, I was like, maybe I'll finish tomorrow. And I would say no, and turn Moana back on, or rap music or something, or Hamilton. But now I'm in bed with a cup of sleepy tea. I don't know if I told you, I recently tried a new sleepy tea that had melatonin in it. You know, I never take melatonin. I just thought it sounded like fun. And I had it in bed because I like to bring it to bed. And one cat was getting crazy on me, like trying to get the cup. He was trying to play with the tea bag string, which he never ever does. And it made me spill my tea in the bed just like a little bit. I was like, why is he so hyper and trying to steal my string? It was strange. Then I went to sleep. A couple hours later, I'm awoken by the other cat scratching me, fighting me in the bed. Like, not actually fighting me, he's actually fighting the blanket. Where the tea spilled, the tea had catnip in it. Why? I don't know. Does catnip have a calming effect on humans? Probably. I guess that's why it was in the tea. But now I'm just back to Celestial Tea's extra sleepy tea. And then also for some reason my mouth is like so cracked and shredded, and it cracks when I open my lips, so I have this treat for myself, a little cotton candy spread before bed. I don't know what I'm saying. The whole point of this was I'm going to read a tiny bit. I'll set a timer for the lamp to turn off because I'm probably going to fall asleep reading. And thanks for listening to my ramble. In the morning, I should be able to tell you what this book is about. Because I honestly don't know yet. See you then. Well, unfortunately, I've had yet another car clip where the microphone did not work for some reason. Now that that's happened twice and I have had to suffer from it, I will figure out what's happening. But I was telling you that I started reading The God of the Woods, and I couldn't listen to the book. I just need to have my eyes on the page to enjoy the beautiful writing. I usually don't even notice writing, but I was loving it. Some of the phrases, just the way the words were put on the page was so beautiful. And I was getting that 5-star feeling just 30 pages in. I was like, I'm going to love this book. I had no idea what it was about, but I thought I was going to love it. So the book starts off in a summer camp in 1975 when a counselor realizes that a camper is missing. So the camper's name is Barbara Van Laar. She is the daughter of the owners of the camp. So the last camper you would want to go missing while under your watch. So we're following the camp as they start some protocol of what to do when a child goes missing. And the search starts, and then we rewind to the beginning of camp and start following another camper named Tracy, from whenever she gets signed up for camp, her life, what's going on. We're following the counselor. We are meeting more characters and just getting a taste of what is going on. So the beginning is more focused in 1975 on the missing child. But then we start to get flashbacks and such, which I don't think I had gotten to that part yet. So I'll catch up with you in the next clip. Good morning. I'm brewing some coffee, which I actually normally don't do, but I've had coffee a couple times in the last week or so, and it's kind of revolutionary. I thought yesterday I got tired in the afternoon, so I had a little coffee and I was like, this is terrible, it's gonna disrupt my sleep. I slept through the night for the first time in, if you said I haven't slept through the night in a year, I'd believe you. So anyhow, obviously I know what coffee does, but I'm just enjoying it right now. But I'm still reading The God of the Woods. Not enough to give you another update yet, but the update I do have for you is that the nominees for the Goodreads Choice Awards have been narrowed down to the top 10. First thing I'm noticing is the one book that I read before the nominees were announced, Middle of the Night by Riley Sager, did not make the top 10. That's surprising. The books that I have read so far are in here. And again, I have to talk about Frida McFadden. I don't enjoy her writing, but I'm so impressed by her and so happy for her. She had 2 books, and both books made it to the top 10. She has so many readers that she could get enough votes on 2 books to make it to the top 10. That's so cool for her. So basically, I have a lot of books left to read here, including some big ones. So The God of the Woods, which I'm currently reading, is 500 pages. All the Colors of the Dark by Chris Whitaker is over 600 pages. And then we have We Solve Murders, How to Solve Your Own Murder, The Midnight Feast. So I think for the timing of things, I thought I had more time than I do. And also I always realize that I'm a much slower reader than I wish I were. So, nothing to complain about. I'm just gonna read. I'm gonna do my best. I'm obviously not gonna read the top 20. Holy crap, why did I ever think that? Not that I won't read them, I just can't read them right now. That's okay though. It is time to update you again on my reading progress. Also, I got my nails done last night. I like to do a Christmas snowy landscape theme. And it also goes well for New Year's, although I'll get my nails done again by then. Anyways, I am still loving my book so much. I'm on page 175. This will be my last book using my leaf bookmark before I switch to my Christmas bookmark. But this book is so good. I can't believe I'm not even halfway through yet because I feel like so much has happened. To catch you up, so we're not just at summer camp anymore. We are flashing through time at all different storylines through the eyes of different characters. We now have these different timeline markers. So each chapter will tell you a character's name, and then it'll tell you if it's the 1950s, if it's 1961, winter 1973, June 1975, blah, blah, blah. And we're jumping all around through the different timelines, jumping all around. Some we haven't touched on yet, some we've been in multiple times. Our present day timeline, which is what I'm calling it, even though it's 1975, we have our missing Barbara Van Laar, who is the owners of the camp's daughter. And then we've went back to the 1950s following her mother, Alice Van Laar, when she first meets Peter, her husband. She was 16 years old and he was 29 when they met, and then they got married a year or two later. And you're just seeing the power dynamics there, and just the history of their relationship and what they think of each other. And not the prettiest sight to see, but then getting their history, finding out about their son named, Peter Van Laar IV, but he goes by Bear, which we have heard referenced in the present day timeline as well. And then we're also jumping around to different people. So we have a potential serial killer, question mark. We have an inspector, detective person. We have just so many different characters going on, and whenever I'm introduced to a new character, I'm at first like, oh god, I don't want another new character. But literally within a page or two, I feel like I fully understand that character and who they are as a person. Liz Moore is an excellent writer, and I mean, she's really doing it for me here. I love how quickly I can fall into a brand new person's headspace, and they are distinct characters from each other. And it's so interesting how our different timelines are following different people, but all of the timelines very much overlap. They very much reference each other. Our present day timeline as well, those characters know stuff about the past that we haven't learned yet, but there are references to things. So maybe there's something in 1961 that we're speculating on, and then someone in 1975 just casually talks about it because, you know, it's 14 years later, they're looking back on something that happened. It's just so well done. Oh my gosh, I don't even know what to do about it. But it is actually the day before Thanksgiving right now, and my boss dismissed us early, thank goodness. So I'm just gonna spend some more time reading. I have a lot to get done today, but my unexpected time off I'm gonna use wisely. And actually I'm also gonna go make a taco because I'm kind of starving. But I just want to read as much as I can before I have to start being productive. All right, taco acquired. Now back to reading. A moth got into the house, and the cats are very stressed out right now. It's mayhem back there. But I had to run to the store because I forgot mustard to make deviled eggs. And now I have been prepping for that Padfoot's upset about the moth. I've been prepping for Thanksgiving. I made banana pudding and then I just cleaned my kitchen and then re-dirtied it again. I also made some red curry for dinner to use up the vegetables and chicken in my fridge, so when I need a break from Thanksgiving leftovers, I can have red curry. Oh no, Padfoot, it's okay. He's never meowed so much in his life. But I am over 300 pages into The God of the Woods now. It's still excellent. I don't know the last time I read a 500-page book though, because it's feeling long. I read for many hours today. I did accidentally take a little nap, but I read so much and the book's not over. But I'm kind of happy about that because I'm loving it. I also started listening to an audiobook, but I'll talk to you about that later. I want to wrap up God of the Woods before we move on to a new book to talk about. So anyways, I watched Survivor, which has been incredible this season. I love it so much. And when I think of this season, I will always think of Andy. He's an absolute clown and I'm very entertained by him. So I'm gonna keep reading. I'll let you know tomorrow where I get to. And then we can make some Thanksgiving food. Good morning. Happy Thanksgiving. I am already having like the worst time. First, I found a feather on my eggs and other issues in my carton that was like for me. And then the eggs that I hard boiled yesterday and went to peel today, rookie mistake, the shells are glued to the eggs. So I just made the ugliest deviled eggs that you've ever seen. Actually, that you've never seen, because I don't want to show you because I'm embarrassed. They're like shredded to bits. I can't even. It was so annoying because I spent so long trying to meticulously, gently peel them and it didn't work. Silly problems. You can have some coffee. I'm now 400 plus pages into The God of the Woods. I don't know why I just poured that in your face, in my face. I've just been ripping through that book. I need to be at my sister's house in 2 hours, so I'm gonna try to read a little more. Probably can't finish it before I go over, but I'll do my best. I'm still loving it, of course. Now, I did know before I started reading it that it's more literary than thriller mystery, but it's honestly such a good blend for me. I'm not really the biggest literary fiction reader, although I have enjoyed a few, but I never really pick it up. The fact that we're getting this very literary story, but then every person, every timeline has a mystery or something I want to find out or something that we know is going to happen, keeps the story going so well. So well. And I love the way with the multiple timelines that those timelines in themselves are not linear. We're jumping around in them. So you might be reading from 1961 and that chapter ends with a knock at the door. So when you come back, you think it's going to be when that door opens and what happens next. And instead, maybe a different timeline, 1975, tells you what happened then, like briefly, not a big deal because they're just talking about an old memory, not like a very in-depth story. And so you find out what happens, then you move on from it, and the next time you're in 1961, it's a whole different scene. So that's been really fun. I feel like we can get a lot more information. We can get a lot more impact as we can read through these very emotional scenes and important scenes, but we don't have to then see the whole rest of the scene. Like, we get the gist, we get a wrap up of what happened, and then we can go on to something else. So I've been loving that. There's also a common theme of classism, a lot of family relationship issues, a lot of people who are not in control of their own life, a lot of people who are living for other people or are under the control of other people, and that's just what they're dealing with. And some of them are realizing that, like that they don't have agency in their own life, or they've attempted to have agency and been punished for it, or maybe they do have agency and all the consequences that come with, for example, being the only woman inspector and all the issues that come with that, even though she finally gets to do what she wants. Just a lot going on, a lot of interesting characters, a lot of people who are just doing their best, you know? So, gonna go read some more.
You ever had stuffing?
Hi there. I can finally say that I finished The God of the Woods by Liz Moore. I feel like I've talked about this book so much already to you that there's not much more to say, but I am, as predicted, giving it 5 stars. Just to cover the end of things, I did like how it wrapped up, but I am very often unsatisfied by the end of thrillers. Most twists and reveals at the end don't do anything for me, but I don't care because I'm just used to that. And it's the journey that I love the most. But this one, the end, it made perfect sense. It was a surprise. I didn't guess it. There's 2 main mysteries that we're solving. Although I wasn't like gasping excited about the end, I can appreciate it. I think it was very, very well done. And I am going to give this book 5 stars. So, really enjoyed this one. So far, of the books that I've read, I would vote for this one for sure. It's my only 5 star. So, yeah, good book. I understand why so many people love it. I am happy that I read it because I'm pretty sure before the Goodreads Choice Awards, I saw that on Book of the Month and I was like, ew, not interested. Just not you. That's rude. But I just don't love a literary. Well, no, I don't gravitate towards a literary book, but it's so good. I need to stop whatever thinking I have that makes me not gravitate towards a literary book. But then I have an update for you. I can't get this price sticker off. I'm so sorry. But I read all of Home is Where the Bodies Are by Geneva Rose. I have this really cool version that comes in the freaking VHS tape cover. And it has this little naked VHS tape. And I'll tell you, this cover is the best part of the book. So, I had started reading this. I was mainly listening to it on audio. I was thinking I would wait to update you until like something interesting happened. Nothing interesting ever happened. So, this book follows 3 siblings, and they are coming back together because their mother dies at the very beginning, and they need to figure out what to do with the house. They're very estranged from each other for different reasons. And the father of the siblings has been gone for, I don't know, 10, 15 years, 8 years, I forget. But some people think he's dead, some people think he's missing, people think he ran away, his car was left at the Mexican border. So they don't know what happened to their father. So at the beginning, on the mother's deathbed, she tells one of the children, your father didn't disappear, and then she dies. So that's unfortunate. So in this, we are wanting to know what happened to their father. And then also, as the cover indicates, while the siblings are cleaning out the house, their mother's house, they find a VHS tape that links their parents to the disappearance of a 12-year-old girl in their neighborhood. And they're not sure what to do with it. They're not quite sure what it means. And then one of the siblings is also reading journals from the mother, like finding out more about that time period and what may have happened. And we are figuring out, like, are the parents or one of the parents involved in some sort of crime? That concept sounds interesting, I think. It really does. There's multiple mysteries going on. But this book I found to be so boring. The cover is a VHS tape, but we don't uncover the VHS tape until we're 25% into the book. The first 25% is just the siblings coming together, us kind of discussing their issues, and just a lot of learning where everyone is at in their life now. But nobody is that interesting in their life now, so we did not need that much backstory. We could have gotten more backstory as we were also involved in thriller mystery elements. So the beginning, super boring. Once we get into trying to figure things out, I guessed the ending very easily. It was very obvious, I felt. I don't even know what else to say about it. I think I'm also surprised because, well, one, I didn't really know much about this book. I had seen it. I saw a lot of people read it. Look, it's rated T for thrilling. Cute. It's blurb by Peter Swanson, Stacey Willingham, two of my favorite thriller authors. And I think I'm also so shocked by this one because I've seen Geneva Rose on Instagram, and she does this like dry persona. It's not her real personality, but she does like this dry, funny personality on there. And just from seeing her a little on there, I thought she was gonna write like these dark, weird books. Like I thought she was a dark, weird person. But it turns out it's really boring. It's just really pretty, cool concept. Makes you think that something crazy is gonna happen, and I thought she was gonna surprise me. I just thought so many things, but it is horribly boring. And also the way that the characters are written and their dialogue and such, it was very cringy, I thought. I just went on a long tangent trying to explain why I hate the characters so much, but I don't know. I can't articulate it. I don't know. I don't like the book. I don't want to talk about it anymore. I hate it. I hate it. So that's so rude. I did give it 2 stars just because, I mean, it was readable. It wasn't like literally the worst thing ever. It's just very generic, unoriginal thriller. So I'm being more harsh than I mean to be, just because I didn't have a good time reading it. But it's certainly not a horrible book. I can understand why people like it. Like maybe if they've never read a thriller before. But anyways, I am now at 5 books of the top 10 read, 6 books of the top 20. But who the heck did I think I was when I got all 20 books? I'm sure you could all have seen this regret coming, but I need to read 5 books. There's no way I can do that before voting ends. I'm now going to move on to How to Solve Your Own Murder, which once again, don't know what it's about, and I'll let you know once I do know. But it's officially time, since Thanksgiving is over, to ditch the Leaf bookmark and start using this Snow Globe bookmark. It's so cute, I could cry, and I love it. And you're gonna start seeing all the Christmas things come out because I love it so much. So, How to Solve Your Own Murder. This, honestly, right now I've just been rotting away watching the Great British Baking Show and wasting my life, but I'm gonna try to be productive now because the day's ticking away. So, let's get to it. I have now read to page 100 of How to Solve Your Own Murder by Kristen Perrin, and I am enjoying it so much so far. It feels like it's going to be a cozy mystery in the quaint English countryside. We're following 2 timelines. So we have Annie Adams, who lives in London, and she finds out that her great aunt Frances, who previously was leaving all of her inheritance to her mother, Annie's mother, has recently updated her will to make Annie the inheritor of her estate, and she's invited to Castle Knoll, which is this cute little town, to meet with Great Aunt Frances, and the solicitors and whoever else is involved are also receiving stuff in the will. When Annie arrives to the meeting and they go to Aunt Frances's house, she's there and she's dead. Then we're also flashing back to Great Aunt Frances in 1966 when she's a teenager. She has her fortune read, and the fortune teller basically tells her that one day she's going to be murdered, and there's some clues to what will set that in motion. So Great Aunt Frances has spent her whole life trying to prevent that and looking at those clues and like trying to live her life according to this fortune and try not to get murdered. So in 1966, we're following her as a teenager and her best friends and what they've been up to, and we're getting a lot of history there. And a lot of the characters from the 1966 timeline are overlapping with the present day timeline, them and their family and stuff. So I think there's going to be a lot of cool connections that we're going to get to see. In present day timeline, now that Aunt Frances is dead, we're looking in to see if it's a possible murder. And there's a room that she has in her house with a murder board on the wall, you know, with the pictures and the red lines, where she was preemptively trying to solve her own murder. So far I am loving it, and I just want to keep reading it and find out what happens, because there's a lot of different threads that I'm looking forward to seeing what's going on with who. And then there's also multiple guys who seem like they could be love interests, so I think we're also going to get a little romance possibly. And so far it's just fun, cute. I actually just got ready though because I'm going to go get my hair cut, so let's go do that and then I'll get back to reading. Alright, I'm back already because now I properly know what the book is about. I missed some things. I never read the synopsis, so whoops. Everything was correct, but the cool part that I just found out is that Annie needs to solve her aunt's murder in order to win the inheritance. And she is in competition with someone else. And whoever solves the murder first wins the inheritance. So it's like $40 million, multiple properties, a farm, blah, blah, blah. A lot of stuff. So obviously Annie is invested in solving this murder. But she was actually working on it anyways, just naturally. And I love Annie as a character so much already, just because she's nosy and she will ask questions even when they're a little awkward to ask. And she will snoop and she'll take a picture of something that is none of her business. And she'll open and she'll dig in someone's pockets when they're not looking. So all in the name of solving a murder though, so it's okay. She's not a criminal. But that makes me really like her, and obviously makes for a great amateur sleuth. So unfortunately, I did not finish all these books before voting ends. I won't know the winner for a few more days, but voting actually ends. So I am going to have to vote based off of the books that I've read so far. So I am going to vote for The God in the Woods. I feel good about it. At least I voted, because last year I was doing the same thing and I forgot to vote. Because I forget that voting closing is not the same day as the winner being announced. So anyways, back to this very fun read. Good morning. I have finished How to Solve Your Own Murder. I was really enjoying it. I started enjoying it less as the book went on. There's just so many characters that it's hard to keep track of, especially because the past timeline and the present timeline have the same characters, but also have children of the characters, a lot of same last names. I was getting a little confused. A little bit. I mean, I followed it just enough to know what was happening. It was a good time though. I really enjoyed, so our past timeline is Great Aunt Frances's diary. And we are reading passages from the diary at the same time as our main character, Annie. So Annie and I are always at the same point and knowing what happened in the past, which I do like, because some books, the flashbacks, the present day people already know all of. We're just trying to catch up. So I really enjoyed that aspect of it. The way that this book wrapped up, I did think was good. It was just like a classic, actually not really a classic mystery, how everyone's together and it's exposed, but more like a thrillery ending wrap up. But everything is discussed at the end. We get everyone's motives and how all the players were involved. So it was good. I do feel like the idea of Great Aunt Frances being obsessed with this fortune could have been somehow used more, like about the actual fortune. I don't know, just when there's a fortune involved, it feels like there should be a little bit of magical element or something. Maybe not, I don't know. The way that Annie solved what happened, honestly, was a little over my head. I mean, I get it once she explained it, but I was just like, how would you factor that out? I'm not sure. But it was pretty good. I saw the sequel, and the sequel looks beautiful, and I am definitely going to continue in this series because it's just the vibe I really enjoyed. It was fun, and I really want to see what happens next. There was a little bit of romantic interest, not even a romance, but romantic interest. And that relationship, I don't know about that. The way that the guy interacts with her was giving me more fatherly vibes than romantic partner vibes, but he was okay. So that is one more book down, and now I have a tough, we need to have a tough conversation. I was reminded that I am a human, and I was humbled that I am a slow reader. I cannot read all of these books as quickly as I planned to. And I don't want to drag this out forever. It's December now. I want to read holiday reads. I need to move on with my life. I'm also going on a trip soon, so I want to switch gears. I don't read as fast as I wish I did. I am in amazement by the wonderful people who were able to read all the books. Some people already read all 20, like long before the deadline hit. So I'm very impressed by that. Kudos to all of those readers, but I just couldn't keep up. I need a lot of time to read a book, and it wasn't in the cards for me. This shirt, Readasaurus, is a lie. I did not read as many books as him. Sorry. Okay, that's weird. Anyways, these are the 4 books that I needed to read to complete the top 10. All the Colors of the Dark, The Midnight Feast, We Solve Murders, and The Boyfriend. So I have actually started The Boyfriend. I've started We Solve Murders on audiobook, and I started All the Colors of the Dark and read like 50 pages. Actually, I did start The Midnight Feast, like 20 minutes of the audiobook. So I've started these all in different formats, and I'm actually enjoying them, and I definitely plan on still reading them. But I can't read them right now. So here's the plan. Today is the day that the Goodreads winners are announced. So right now, I'm going to open up my Goodreads and find out who won the mystery thriller category. And if it's a book I've already read, this video ends here. If it's a book that I have not read, I'm going to read it in the next 2 days. That's the end of my deadline here. And then I will complete the video. And let's see who it is. I'm scared. What? Okay, I definitely just had a conversation where I specifically said it's no way it's the God of the Woods. But the God of the Woods won, and that's who I voted for. Oh, that's so exciting. So I thought that First Lie Wins would be the winner, or Frida McFadden. And I'm shocked that Frida didn't win because, to be fair to her, she has over 100,000 votes, but her votes were split between her 2 books. Anyone who was upset about Frida McFadden having 2 nominees because they don't like Frida McFadden, it actually worked in our favor. Otherwise, she would have won if there were only 1 book. So anyways, I love The God of the Woods. I'm so glad it won. And I'm honestly glad that I can stop this video now because I'm ready to read holiday books. I've got holiday mystery and thrillers. I've got Christmas horror. I've got Christmas romance, which I don't really read, but I want to read a little bit of. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed this. I know it sucks I didn't read them all, but I hope you were able to enjoy the video anyways. And stay tuned because I'm going to be reading a bunch of holiday books. I hope you like holiday reads because, I don't know, it just seems like fun. And I want to be in the Christmas spirit. Hello, it's nearly Christmas. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye.